Conference awards, what do you just make of what you saw today?
To be honest with you, I haven't really looked at them that close. I mean, I know UCLA, won a bunch of them. They should have. They've had an amazing year. And then I heard that Umar and Zoo were first team All Pac, and Zoo was Umar's the most improved player, so well deserved. And the guys have had great seasons, but we're focusing right now on the basketball we still have to play.
What did Umar do this year to warrant most improved player?
He worked really hard. He's gotten better. He made a significant jump from last year to this year, and that's a credit to him. I mean, it's a credit to him and a credit to the guys on our staff for doing a great job and working with it and having a vision to help him improve. And he had the work ethic to do the work. So I'm really proud of him.
I know you want to obviously win the conference tournament, but do you extend the bench at all in order to kind of get guys a little bit
hey, we're gonna go game to game. I mean, we'll see. I've had days, we're heading into games, and I've really wanted to extend the bench a little bit, but the game hasn't dictated that. So the games are the games, and when you play out, you make decisions accordingly in the games, and so we'll continue to do that. But I think we have some guys that are ready to help if needed.
You'll be playing an opponent on Thursday that has beaten you this year.
Yep.
Is there an advantage to that on your end because you've already seen what they've been able to do to take you out?
I mean, listen, I don't know if there's an advantage or an advantage for them. They have confidence they can beat us. So, we're going to go out. The score's going to be 0-0. We're going to throw it up, and we're going to play to win. I mean, there's done more than that. And we've had, more than just two teams on this conference have beaten us this year, and it's just a sign that there's other good teams in the conference. So, we're ready for all comers.
Did you think that Courtney might make all defense, or Kyla might make all freshman, or anything?
Yeah, I haven't even looked at the names on that. Again, I'm not a guy that's ever gotten caught up in individual awards. I mean, I wouldn't trade either of those two guys for any of the other guys. So they're my guys, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't honestly have an opinion, and I don't know who made the all defense team, and I'm sure they were deserving, or who was all freshmen. I don't know that stuff.
I just wondered too about Kerr too. You said you think he's one of the best point guards in the country.
Yeah, I mean, Kerr's a winner.
There.
I mean, I think what he's done in this conference for the course of 2 years, he's a winner. Maybe some other guys have better numbers, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're more valuable to their team. And he's a winner, and he's my guy, and I love the way he's played. This year, I think he's been pretty consistent for the most part, and I'm expecting him to have a strong finish.
Do you feel like, obviously there's a lot to play for this week, but just maybe individually those guys gives them a little more if they felt like they should have got that honor or this honor?
I mean, that's on them. I mean, we don't talk about that stuff. Okay. I mean, if you need more motivation this time of year, you probably got to look in the mirror. And, it's single elimination tournament. So you win, you advance, you lose, you go home. And I don't know what motivates, individuals more than that.
Did you see anything with Courtney in his body language on Saturday where he looked frustrated?
Obviously Courtney didn't play a good game, but he's played so well this season, especially the last half of conference season. I think he was really, really good. And, just had a bad night. He's got to bounce back, and he's a high character guy, and I know he will.
You kind of tell him to flush that game away, or sit there and watch it. And
of course you learn from it. But we're not going to let it stick with us. I mean, you're playing obviously a great team on their home floor on senior night with seniors that are their main contributors. That's a lot. So you could have played really well at UCLA that night and lost by 3 or 4. I mean, that's how it goes. So on the road. So yeah, we're not that hasn't stuck with us at all. And hopefully we'll learn a few things from it. And I know I've moved on, and I'm pretty sure the players have to.
Anything else you're looking forward to accomplishing this week, or goals? I know you're probably not thinking about seeding or.
Nope. I'm not thinking about any of that. I mean, that stuff, listen, if you're worried about that stuff after 31 game regular season, I think you're focused on the wrong things. I think it's about getting your team to be cohesive, to show their trust in each other, show their trust in the system, and you go out and you get in these tournaments and you let it rip. And that's going to be our mindset.
Because there's one theory that maybe you need a game or two to win to stay kind of in one of the first weekends that's nearby.
You're a way better theorist than I am, Bruce. So I'm going to let you run with your theories, and you can write whatever you want to write, and I'll probably agree with you.
2 more questions.
When you look back on the losses against Stanford, Utah, what jumps out to you?
We just didn't play well overall, and I think our opponents probably had something to do with it, and we got to make a few adjustments here and there. Maybe to counteract some of the things they're trying to do to us. And but all in all, I mean, I look at those teams and they have talented players. They have talented players and they have a plan. And when you have talented players and a plan that's executed, I mean, you can have some tough nights, and we did. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to see how we are this time out.
Are the scouts relatively simple at this point? Because, I mean, in terms of you won't know who won until late Wednesday, but at the same time, you've already played these teams.
I mean, yeah, I think you're going to have a general idea of what you want to accomplish in both games. And, a lot of it is, you're going to double down on the things that you do and hopefully do well. And they're quick turnarounds, but again, you have a familiarity with these teams. So, I think we'll be able to go into the game, comfortable with our game plan and feel like, we haven't been shorted. So, I'm fine with.
Nice to see NAU pulling out for a change.
That was awesome.
In that
Yeah, I mean, that was
situation.
good. They got a big one tonight, and they're playing really well, and they're playing a team they beat by 1 and lost 2 by 1. So, this is going to be a big one, and I know they're feeling good and they're excited about it.
It seemed like they might lead the country in buzzer beaters.
Maybe,
Yeah.
exactly. All right, guys.
What do you guys think about the week ahead, and what are you guys looking to do? It looks like either way you're playing a team that could beat you.
Yeah, it's we just practice that stuff, how they beat us, so we got better at it. I think we'll adjust and play better, I guess.
What stands out to you about the losses to Stanford and Utah from earlier this year?
I don't know, it was early at the season against Utah. Maybe we came after Maui. We didn't really take it as serious and as the next games, but we learned from it, and we learned from Stanford. We always responded after our losses, so we'll learn.
Sorry, do you think most of those issues have come on the defensive side of the ball more than offensively?
Yeah, I think our defense is pretty good, but we need to finish possessions. Like, we're getting a lot of threes in the end of shot clock, so we need to just stay focused at the end of possession.
Any kind of overall goals you want to accomplish this weekend as a team, in the Pac-12 tournament, as far as shoring things up or anything, heading into the NCAA?
Not really. I think our game is pretty good. I mean, we'll know what mistakes we're making after the tournament, but I know the goal now is to win the game. We're gonna watch the game on tomorrow, I think. They play tomorrow.
Yes. Well, does it feel different this year than last year? You guys won the regular season pretty well. You're going in the favorite. You won it this year. Of course, you guys tied for second. I mean, kind of an underdog a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Does that feel different?
In the tournament?
Yeah, this week. Yeah.
I don't know. We've been underdogs last year too. No one expected us to win. So I don't know. We're gonna keep playing the way we're playing.
This past weekend, do you feel that maybe it was the good way to get yourself into the postseason yourself individually with the way you played?
Yeah, I think I always been consistent, and it's not me. Those 3 games, I had a stretch where I didn't have points or rebounds, and you guys think I was has a bad game, But again, the other teams, credit they scout me too. They know I'm aggressive defensively, so they got me in foul trouble. And it's not me personally or mentally. I always been consistent in games, and yeah.
Did you? I wondered though. You say not mentally, because I wondered if you felt like at some point, not only are they scouting you, but there's just a lot of pressure on you because as the season went on, you're playing so well. People are thinking, they're talking about you more and more, and this and that. And was that hard to deal with at all?
For me personally, there's no pressure at all.
Okay. What about you? Said that you didn't make much of who won Player of the Year. What do you think about Hawkes winning it over you? The way it turned out.
I know. I think he deserved it. If coaches think that way, I think he deserved it.
Your thoughts on Umar winning Most Improved Player?
Well deserved. I'm proud of him.
What have you seen in his development from last year to this year?
I think obviously CeeLo left, so he got more time, and he proved that he can start during the summer. He got better already then, so yeah. And in the summer, I saw that we can be a good starting duo. And I know he's just more aggressive. Maybe he has more things offensively in his package.
One more question.
Can I ask? No, I'm totally blanking on it. Go ahead.
What was your mindset defensively last weekend? And what was the kind of Tommy Lloyd's message to you? Because it seemed like 2 weeks ago you kind of struggled defensively.
I don't know, just be more focused. Sometimes I'm not focused defensively. Like I'm tired, I'm running every time the full court. So you need to understand, like sometimes I'll kind of rest, defensively, but I can't do that. So that's what I'm trying to fix right now.
And that ASU game in particular, why do you think you struggled defensively?
Couldn't take it serious. I didn't respect the big guy and he scored on me twice. So.
The one thing I want to ask you was, I think you're the first guy in 17 years to lead the conference in Pac-12 in scoring and rebounding. Does that mean anything to you, or were you aware of that? Or
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, was it a goal? Yeah.
No, that wasn't a goal.